ball running in the red zone and just dropped it. It wasn't enforced by the Ravens. Their defense worries me a little bit, right? And, as much as I have respect for that Ravens offense and what they can do, they haven't faced a unit like this. Not like this 49ers defense. The Ravens got to run the ball. That would be the big thing to me, but I just think it's too much to overcome on the road out in San Francisco, 31-21 49ers.
We have a nearly identical score alert.
Sure.
Again, 31-20 is my pick. And when we were talking about the expected point spread on Monday, and I said it's going to be 10, and you thought it was going to be lower, it made me think that you would at least pick the Ravens to cover the 5-point spread. You're all in with the 49ers, as am I. As long as those I'm not going to change the narrative now. As long as the key players are healthy, they're going to kick the shit out of everybody they've faced. The quest is for second place. That's it. As long as those people stay healthy. They're currently healthy. The 49ers kick the shit out of the Ravens on Monday night. I'm sorry, I know that's disrespectful to the Ravens, but let's be realistic. At home, they're going to fly across the country on Christmas night, and the 49ers are waiting. And the 49ers are going to dismantle the Ravens. And if it's a Super Bowl preview, the Super Bowl's going to suck. Because the 49ers, as long as those guys are healthy, they're going to run over it.
Yeah, listen, I think they're clearly the best team. You're right about that. And we'll see. Now, the Ravens are well coached, and they are bullies just like the 49ers, so they're not going to be intimidated. That'll be fun to watch, no doubt about it. But, yeah, I have a lot of the same thoughts you do. And here, let me give you this a little, right? Like, this is where there's a little motivation here for the 49ers. This is a big game for them. Big game because of what you're saying, staying healthy, right? They win this game. They got the Commanders next week. I think, could probably fall asleep and still beat the Commanders, right? I'm just going to give them the win there. That'll allow them to rest against the Rams in Week 18, which I do think will be big. For a team like the 49ers, Eric Armstead's been doing the injury there and all that. And they don't want to play the Rams back-to-back weeks. That's why they got to be scared. They got to be worried about that, too.
I would not rest. If they have the bye locked up, I would not rest against the Rams. I would knock the Rams the f*** out of the playoffs if I was the 49ers. I don't want the Rams showing up.
Yo, what up, homies? Thanks for watching. Remember, subscribe to Chris Sims Unbuttoned. Right now,
it just shows what a great actor he was. And when I was a kid, go ahead and play the music, 1973, 1974, the Fonz was the coolest guy around. The Fonz was the biggest thing around. Hey! What a way to start the show. It tells me we didn't really talk about all that much. It was interesting last week.
I think we did. I think they didn't want to start off with some of the other crazy stuff they said, so they went with the
the head needs to be a little larger. I think it needs to be a little larger. Nice effort. The Flawns. I don't know about that either. All right, take it down. I've seen enough. Take it down.
Now, was he a good actor? Was he a good actor? I mean, what other movies was he in other than just going, hey, like what else?
He was the biggest TV actor of the 70s. He was the most popular TV actor of the 70s. And the real Henry Winkler acts nothing like Arthur Fonzarelli. That is acting. If you've ever seen an interview of Henry Winkler, if you've seen him on any other show, he was great on Barry. Won an Emmy, Best Supporting Actor for Barry, which is an awesome show on Max now.
I don't know that one. I do know The Waterboy. That would be the only movie I really remember him for, or acting anything different than the Fonzie. So, it's a good question. It's like Al Pacino. I don't know. Another one I want to throw in. Good actor, or is he the same guy in every movie? It's just he talks like this in every movie. Like, I don't know. I think he's a little overrated. That's what I'm saying.
Al Pacino in The Godfather. Original Godfather, Godfather 2, so different than what he became. It's almost like it's a different person. I remember there was a point like around the late 80s where it's like, did Al Pacino die and they secretly replaced him with somebody else? He doesn't look anything like the guy who was in the movies in the 70s. He doesn't talk anything like the guy that was in the movies in the 70s. But Son of a Woman, Son of a Woman is one of my all-time favorites.
Right.
It's one that my son and I absolutely love. It's on the list. We've got a list of movies we want to try to watch in the barn.
Hey, careful.
Over the next week when we're not watching football down there. Thanksgiving movie because it plays out Thanksgiving weekend. Awesome.
he's a legend. Like, I love Heat. That's another movie I love with him and Val Kilmer.
I don't like Heat.
Oh, you don't like
Heat's too
Heat?
long.
Wow. Damn, I
Heat's
think
too
it's a
long.
great story. I always liked that one. That was one of my favorites there. But, yeah, I hear you're right. There was a transformation there somewhere in the 80s where he became that guy that we see now. And I know he's a legend, a great actor, but, you know, I'm just playing and having some conversation here.
That's fine. You just don't like Italians.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm married to one. I've been trying to divorce that damn woman ever since I married her.
even though, yeah, that's a different story altogether. Even though Henry Winkler is not Italian. See, that's how good of an actor he is. He acted like this Italian street thug. I mean, really, if Sylvester Stallone had been the Fonz, wouldn't Sylvester Stallone have been a much better Fonz than Henry Winkler?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that have made so much more sense?
I guess
if it was him?
I guess so, yes. You're right. A little bit more of a meathead version of that, but yeah, I mean, it could have worked for sure. You're right. There's no doubt. He kind of was that in Rocky once, just with a little bit of like, just like he talked like this in Asian. You want to come in and like, you want to drink some eggs with me? You want to drink some eggs?
He didn't. I don't think he asked for that question.
I know he didn't.
The scene though, when they're on the ice skating rink and she's on skates and he's jogging, it's just great. That movie is so good. It still holds up 47 years later. I watched it not that long ago.
Right.
I think it's on Peacock or on Max or on Netflix or one of those services out there. But get Peacock, especially with Peacock, because there's an exclusive Peacock game on Saturday night. All right, now I just hate this week. Let's get to the picks. Last week we were right down the middle, straight up at best bets, although somehow you got 2 games on me, expanding your lead to 9 against the spread. I'm running out of time. I still have a 1-game lead, barely clinging to that 1-game lead in best bets. We are tied 138 and 86 straight up. We just agreed on 2 last week and we split them down the middle. All right, so you got anything to add there?
No, I hope we disagree on more this week. We'll see where it goes. It's more fun. And you know, one thing I like, okay, do you ever root against your picks, right? Like, do you ever, or you always root for your picks? Are you that guy? I know you've said it before, but I guess I'm just asking to confirm, right? Because, like,
I always root for my picks. And I was even rooting for my pick on Saturday when the Bengals were playing the Vikings.
That I couldn't believe.
I prefer to be right.
I almost was rooting for the Vikings so I could, even though I picked the Bengals too, just so I could bag on you for them winning and then you not picking your team, right? I felt like that would have hurt you a little bit more. So I was rooting for that. But I don't always go with my picks. Like Monday night, when you're sitting there watching the Seahawks-Eagles, I know I picked the Eagles. Damn, as it got late in the third quarter, the fourth quarter, I was rooting for the Seahawks like you've never seen me root before. I was all in on it. I didn't care about being right. I was like, damn, they're close. Go ahead and beat these damn Eagles. And I got my wish there. So I was okay with being wrong on that one.
The stakes are higher when we disagree.
Yes, exactly.
We disagree, that's a different story. When we're on the same page, then maybe we let it creep in. I was rooting for overtime. I wanted the Eagles to win 26-20 because I picked 27-21. That was, as close to a hole-in-one as possible. That's what I was rooting for. That's why I was pissed off. They didn't just throw a short pass and set up a Jake Elliott field goal and force overtime instead of trying to go deep late in the game. All right, every week this season you can play along with us. DraftKings has set up a free $1,000 Oreo and Sims pick 'em pool. Pick every game against the spread for a chance at a $1,000 prize pool every week.
Download the DraftKings app, click on the pools tab, and enter the free $1,000 Florio and Sims Pick'em pool to make your picks, or visit DraftKings.com/pool.
And just like us, you got to enter all your picks before kickoff of the Thursday night game. Let's get to the Thursday night game. One good thing about this week, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm not coming up there because our games are on Saturday. We don't have the full Sunday experience. I'll be in my barn. I won't have to hear you giving me a hard time if you pick the Lions and I pick the Vikings and the Lions are winning. All that stuff from you.
That you don't like being with me? Okay, well, you then. Okay, I'm gonna torch you on Saturday. Even though you won't be there, you'll be on that big video conference thing, and I'm gonna make sure the sound's up so I can torture you then. I'll get it in. I'm not gonna let you get away this whole weekend scotch-free without me getting at you a little.
All right, Thursday Night Football, Saints at the Rams. Rams are 4-point favorites at home, over under of 46. DraftKings has 86% of the spread money on the Rams. Christopher, we talked about this game at length during PFT Live. I think we're both leaning Rams. Do Rams cover, in your opinion?
I'm definitely taking the Rams. I'm taking the Rams to cover, too. I think the Rams are, you know, one of the hottest teams in football right now. Playing as good a football as almost anybody, except for maybe some of the top tier teams in the league, 49ers, Ravens, okay, Bills. But after that, I feel like the Rams can hang with anybody. They found something. You heard me talk about it earlier today, like you just mentioned. I mean, I'm in awe of their run game right now. I'm in awe of Kyron Williams. I think he's a star. He's a beast. I love, and that's what people are going to get to see him tonight. How hard he runs, and I think people will have a different respect and go, "Whoa, this guy's better than I thought." Watching him in a standalone game here, they got some toughness up front, right? And of course, with Matthew Stafford and the weapons he's got around him, I think they're going to put the Saints in a bind on defense. The Saints, they don't stop the run very well. They want to play man to man. Those are two things that I think vastly favor the Rams offense in that matchup. The other side of the ball, I do think that the Saints can move the ball on this Rams defense. I do. But I think the fact that the Saints aren't a great running football team will allow Raheem Morris, the coordinator of the Rams, to play a little more pass defense. And I just don't believe in the Saints in totality. I don't believe in their offense and their inability to be